Welcome to my live. I'm having some issue here with the live, but I am back. Give me a second here. All right. 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 So this evening, I want to have a conversation regarding the new developments as it relates to the CFPB and the CFPB new complaint notice that CFPB has put out to basically manage the complaint system. The complaint system used to be handled by the FTC in the early 2000s, and then with the establishment of the CFPB in 2011, by 2012, CFPB took over the complaint of consumers regarding credit card companies, and then they expanded it to credit bureaus. The CFPB has put out a notice earlier this week, and I see a lot of colleagues in the industry, well-meaning colleagues, have been celebrating what the CFPB actually did. But things are not as they appear. And being in the industry and diligently studying it, I come to realize that it's not everything that you see you should take at face value. Studying the bureaus and seeing how the bureaus operate, I come to realize that the bureaus do not have consumers' best interests at heart. The bureaus have their business and agenda at heart. And that's what the bureaus are about. They're not about anything else except their business and what they're about. Now, we have seen the industry operate a certain way, business, and as a result of us seeing the bureaus operate a certain way, we know when the bureaus are at work. What has happened over the last couple of days is not something that began over the last couple of days. The credit bureaus disdain with a passion and have a malicious hatred for credit repair companies. When the credit bureaus discuss anything about credit repair companies, they do not speak about them in a positive light. So if we are in the industry and believe that it's only about fraudsters, why these changes are coming in, that's not the case. The credit bureaus do not see fraudsters to a certain extent different from other credit repair companies. The credit bureaus see all credit repair companies the same way. They see us as their enemies. They see us as individuals that are going up against their own business interests. That's what the credit bureaus basically see us as. They don't see us as someone that is their friends. Once you are trying to get things off a credit report, the credit bureaus do not like you because they have it that you are trying to get rid of correct information that ought not to be removed. They want to hold any mistake that anyone make, they want to hold them on the credit report. That's what the credit bureaus are about. So once you come in as a consumer advocate, as a credit repair company, that's what you're doing to a certain extent, not in a formal sense. The bureaus do not want to see you. The bureaus do not want to see me. So any celebration of what has transpired is not really focusing on what is happening behind the scene. The bureaus are at work. The changes that has taken place at the Cfpb is the result of the bureau's work. And I'm going to pull back the curtain and take you back and show you that the bureaus have been trying to manipulate this process for more than a decade now. When Cfpb rolled out this and took over from the FTC, the bureaus have been trying from then to manipulate the process. What most people don't realize is this: the bureaus do not care about your letters that you send in. The bureaus do not care about the letters that you send in. The bureaus care about regulation. The bureaus care about scrutiny. The bureaus care about how they are portrayed in public. Because for decades, credit bureaus love and used to operate in secrecy. And they operate and you can't track what they're doing, Congress had to step in and make it where the consumer get access to their consumer report. Make it where the consumer have dispute rights. Make it where the consumer have certain rights. And the government, through the agencies, FTC, CFPB, OCC, and others, regulate the bureaus and assist consumers when the bureaus violate them. The problems that we have with the bureaus exist for decades, and the bureaus are not fixing them. The bureaus prefer to undermine consumer, abuse consumer, as opposed to fixing the issues that exist that cause regulation to be implemented. We have an accuracy problem in the credit reporting system. We have the bureaus dismissing people when they submit dispute to correct the inaccuracies in their reports. In 2023, the CFPB published a report telling that improvements have been made to how the bureaus are processing disputes. The bureaus do not like that because the bureaus is about their bottom line. They're not about anything else. They're about their bottom line and fulfilling what banks need. Anything that goes against that, the bureaus are not up for. Right now, the bureaus are running rampant. The bureaus are dismissing disputes off the fly. The bureaus do not care about consumers. If you do not demonstrate that you're a consumer, the bureau utilizes the mechanism of the FCRA and get rid of you. Because the bureaus understand that under the FCRA, the disputing right is consumer specific. And the bureaus, once you do not submit, even if you have a contract, the power of attorney, they try everything in their power to dismiss you. So those who believe that what has happened is just about fraudulent credit repair companies, we're missing the point. The bureau see you as a fraud, as a credit repair company, once you submit a dispute and you are trying to get rid of negative information. What the bureaus do not do, they are complaining that credit repair companies should not submit data and challenge anything that's there once it's accurate. But what they are not telling you, that once it cannot be verified, it's not supposed to be there. And they do not take due diligence to figure out if the thing can be verified or not. Let me just go over what the CFPB basically said. Let me go over what the CFPB said. There is some problem coming in with my sound. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me clearly? Let me just do a sound check. Let me do a sound check. Sound check. Sound check. All right, let me just check this. Sound check. 1 second. How do I sound now? How do I sound now? How do I sound now? Is my sound up to speed? Or I'm still muffled? How is my sound now? It's still muffled, or how am I sounding? Sound much better, or I sound the same way? Because if the sound is giving me an issue, hold on. Hold on. I think I might know what the problem is. Hold on. All right, hold on. How am I sounding now? How am I sounding now? I sound much better? Or I sound the same? How is it now? How is the sound now? Is the quality better? Or I still sound muffled? And thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the feedback. How is it now? Am I sounding much better now? When I speak like this, it's sounding much better now. How is it now? If not, I'm gonna have to end the live and just go straight from my Facebook account and see if that works. Much better. How is it now? How is it now? Is my sound still muffled? Or I am good to go? Hold on a second here. How is the sound now? How is my sound now? Let me know. Let me come back. Type in the chat and let me know how am I sounding. The sound is better or no? All right, I'm gonna kill the live and then I'm gonna just come straight through Facebook. Just give me a second. I'm gonna kill it and come live through Facebook. I'm gonna come through Facebook. Don't go anywhere because I have some documents that I'm gonna work my way through. Let me kill the live and then let me kill the live and come through Facebook. Hold on.